Assalamualaikum and hi to our lecturer Dr. Amir bin Haris. We are from Group 5 and we want to present about analysis SWOT Sundarbi. This is our group members. First, Nur Syafiq Izzatin Fizamli as the group leader, Nur Syahira Muhammad Syahidin, Siti Mariam Izaini, Tim Pei, Siti Nur Aisyah binti Ramli, Muhammad Yahya Muhammad Al-Kata, and Tay Shui Kim.
This part is about introducing for Sundarbi Berhad company. First is about the SWOT analysis. In my research, SWOT analysis is a basic technique that is often used by organizations in managing strategic, improving organizational excellence, organizational development program, and identify competitive advantages. According to Irfan Shahputra, 2012, he said strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities and threats in SWOT analysis is based on logic that maximizes strength and opportunity, but at the same can minimize weakness and threat. Meanwhile, according to Haslina Haslim, 2010, state that SWOT analysis is also suitable in formulating audit communication, public relationship strategy, customer communication, corporate communication, and all forms of communication involving parties outside the organization. Next is about the background of Sundarbi Berhad Company. Sundarbi Berhad is a Malaysian trading conglomerate. Its core business operate and serve in the industrial, plantation, motors, and logistics sectors, as well as the healthcare, insurance, and retail segments. In 1910, when Malaya was colonized by the British businessmen William Middleton Syme and Henry Darby founded Sundarbi and Co. in rubber plantation. The company switched to oil palm, cocoa, and various other sectors. When William Middleton Syme was 37 years old, he was a Scottish traveller and involved in the export business of coffee plantation. Meanwhile, Henry Darby was in his 50 years. He was a banker and has several properties in northern Malaya. In 1821, the Guthrie Company was founded by Alexander Guthrie in Singapore, was established. The company was the first British company in Southeast Asia. Guthrie was introduced rubber and oil palm plantation in Malaysia in 1896 and 1924 in Kuala Selangor. In 1905, Harrison and Crossfield companies bought several farms in Peninsular Malaysia and cultivated tea and coffee. Its name was changed to Golden Hope Rubber Estate. In 1982, Harrison and Crossfield sold their 3 farms, that is Golden Hope, Pataling, and London Asiatic, to Malaysia for 146 million. In 1990, the owner Permodalan Nasional Berhad changed its name to Golden Hope Plantation Berhad GHPB. Then, British companies have dominated and determined the price of rubber is not favored by Malaysian leaders and citizens. After 1970, Malaysian investor Trend Winds Malaysia as the MBFT bought and owned Sundarbi share. In 1979, the entities of Sundarbi Berhad and Consultant Plantation Berhad merged and headquarters was moved to Kuala Lumpur. And lastly, in 1981, Malaysian Premier Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir bin Mohamad approved PNB action to buy and take over the Putri company from the London Stock Exchange in what is called a down attack. In January 2007, three multinational companies, namely Putri BHD, Golden Hawk, and Sandarbi, merged into Synergy Drive on to 20 November 2007, it was renamed to Sandarbi only.
Next, I want to explain about the strength of Sindabi Berhad. The first strength of the Sindabi is strong presence. They have a workforce of approximately 20,000 employees. They are all well trained because they have diverse experiences and strong capabilities. Sindabi also provided a wide and comprehensive range of goods and services in over 300 companies. The second strength is geographical diversification. They have a diversified portfolio across different sectors and geographies. As a result, Sindabi has the strength of lower risk in operation. Sindabi is diversified into few sectors such as Sindabi plantation, Sindabi logistics, and so on. When there is uncertainty or losses happen, it able to decrease the amount of losses. The third strength is they have strong financial performance. The revenue of Sindabi increased slightly by 2.2% to 36.9 billion. Their PBIT also increases 1.7% to 1,407 million. The fourth strength is creating environmental sustainability. They have strong approach to environmental stewardship and balancing the pursuits of socio-economic and environmental sustainability. Sindabi is committed to supporting the efforts of governments. In alignment of this, Sindabi mission is to develop a winning portfolio of sustainable businesses. For example, Sindabi Motor Cities has achieved the GBI certification. The last strength is they have balanced board of directors. They are embracing workplace diversity and independent thinking. This can ensure that the organization continue to run smoothly and efficiently.
Will be present about the weakness of Sindabi Berhad. What is the weakness? Weakness is the characteristic that places the business or project at a disadvantage relative to the others. So, for the first weakness of Sindabi Berhad is disclosure of non-compliance with laws or legislation requirement. The public do not know that whether they had compliance with the best practice required. Probably they did not follow the laws or legislation requirement and purposely ignore the necessary to disclose it. Next, there is no third party to audit for the CSR reporting in the annual report of Sindabi Berhad. Because of this, there is no third party to make sure that the CSR is following the requirement of Bursa Malaysia. This may decrease the reliability of the CSR reporting. Next, there's also challenges on development of palm oil industry. The poor road infrastructure in plantation plot to transport the crude palm oil. Vulnerable to unpredictable weather conditions and the changes in the weather pattern could lead to lower yield of fresh fruit bunch. Lastly, the tax structure of Sindabi Berhad is more higher because Sindabi Berhad is a corporate company. They have to pay double taxation that include the federal and state corporate income tax on its profits, and the individual shareholders must pay income taxes on their shares of company profits received as dividends.
Today I will summarize about opportunities of the Sindabi Berhad. The definition of opportunities is opportunities refer to favorable external factors that could give an organization a competitive advantage. The first one, availability of land in Indonesia and Liberia. Sindabi have 289 and 422,000 hectares of oil palm plantation in Indonesia and 220,000 hectares in Liberia in oil palm plantation activities. Second, support by both governments. Sam Darby has successfully established itself in several countries such as Germany, China in the manufacturing and service sector. Third, increasing demand of CPO. As India buy from Indonesia, the exiting customer from Indonesia will less oil, so the customer will look alternative place such as Malaysia. Fourth is availability of low-cost workers. The salary customer service representative is 1,800 per month and executive officer around 2,000 per month. Lastly, switching to renewable energy. For example, enzyme technology to tailor fat functionality, Calyx 600 and intelligent seed system.
I would like to talk about the threat of Sam Darby Plantation Sdn Bhd. So, this is some of the threats that I got from my research. First point is competitors, aggressiveness and intense competition. My second point is currency floating risk. My third point is external intervention. And my last point, Ganoderma boninus disease. So, for the first point, competitors, aggressiveness and intense competition, is about, as we know, Sam Darby is the largest palm oil company in the world in terms of plantation size. However, they still need to compete with another company in the same field like IOI Corporation, Felda Global Ventures and others. Competition puts a lot of pressure on the business because it's very difficult to survive in such business environment like Sam Darby. For the second point, currency floating risk. A currency exchange rate typically determined by the strength or weakness of the underlying economy. The currency fluctuation give an impact to the merchandise trade that refer to nation import and export. For the third point, external intervention is about anti-trafficking group urges United States to ban on Sam Darby plantation goods over alleged child and forced labor. For the last point, Ganoderma boninus disease is literally about infection with fungi can cause a decline in the productivity of oil palm and subsequently the palm oil industry. Fungi can affect woody plants and trees by colonizing in wounds on trunk branches and roots until plants die.
Conclusion analysis SWOT Sam Darby. Conclusion from the Sam Darby SWOT analysis we did, we found the strategic planning method used to evaluate the SWOT involved in a project or business. Next, SWOT analysis can be used as a means of gathering information from a range of perspectives that may be able to use the result to strategic advantage by either matching the strength to opportunity or by converting traits or weaknesses into strengths and opportunities. Other than that, SWOT analysis has been a framework of choice among many managers for a long time because of its simplicity and its portrayal of the essence of sound strategy, formulation, matching of opportunities and traits with its strengths and weaknesses. Lastly, SWOT helps a company to see itself for better and for worse. Companies are inherently visionary and inward-looking, SWOT are a means by which a company can better understand what it does very well and where its shortcomings are.
After I examine the SWOT of Sam Darby, I have 3 recommendations. First recommendation for the company is to invest and diversify its sources of income in order to survive financial crisis. My second recommendation is to check for third-party audit for CSR reporting of Sam Darby Bhd to make sure that the CSR is follow the requirement of Bursa Malaysia, because this may decrease the reliability of CSR reporting of Sime Darby per head. Also, I advise the company to continue to keep pace with the development in the field of technology to be able to achieve effective results and reduce the cost of production.